All right. Obviously, a long day of baseball there. You know, that's a really long day, especially you play almost a 4-hour first game, then have to bounce back. You have 40 minutes, and you roll back and play it again. So, long day of baseball, but I thought it was just a gritty day. You know, I thought we did a little bit of uncharacteristic stuff on the mound in game one, just some freebies. I think we walked 11 or 12 or put 11 or 12 on for free. And, you know, they did a good job, but they kind of cashed in on our freebies. And I thought our offense did an unbelievable job in that first game. I mean, had really nothing going. You know, we're watching video on this guy, and Hodo can tell you, man, we spent all week talking about being on time with the heater, and that guy came out, and I think he threw about 4 or 5 fastballs the entire game. I mean, it was just a change-up breaking ball to death, and he did a good job, and I thought we finally made that adjustment about the 5th, and then it was kind of off to the races. And then obviously, we went through quite a few arms in that first one, so needed Greg to give us a good start and get some length in that second one. He did exactly that. I think we go back, no freebies in game 2. That's more us, you know. And you guys have heard me talk a lot about scoring runs from third, less than 2 outs, and being efficient there. And you know, today we were 10 for 10 doing that, and that's huge. That's who we are. We pound the strike zone, we make plays, and we execute offensively. So I thought we did that pretty much throughout the day, particularly a much better job in game 2 of being more efficient on the mound, starting with the big guy to my right here.
Well, I don't know if this is going to surprise you when I tell you this, but you went 8 plate appearances across the day before getting retired for the first time. What was your approach at the plate today?
I was just up there just trying to be aggressive in the strike zone, and that was really all there was to it. I'd kind of been a little too passive past couple weeks, and just kind of got back to being me and swinging at the right pitches, and it showed.
Yeah, Greg, you had a nearly perfect outing today. What was kind of working for you in that second game?
I'd say just a little bit of everything. I mean, I got ahead a lot with the fastball. I kind of just was pounding the zone with the fastball, and just KG did a great job behind the plate. JJ called a great game too. I don't know. I kind of just trusted everything going into the outing and just dominated from there.
And Coach, I thought kind of the key for the second game. Forgive me, I got here late for the first one, but I saw the end. But I thought to get off to the good start that I thought, and I know he's wearing 3 for a reason, but I thought Slights workmanlike at bat in the first inning. He fouled off some good pitches. He got you guys going offensively. And I thought another factor that I saw that will help you later on is Juan Garena. I thought he attacked the left center gap pretty well, and I know you need a second catcher because it's going to be a grind.
No doubt, you know, and I think you're exactly right. I thought Ez's first at bat was awesome. I mean, fouled off pitches, went left change on him, you know, which is not something he can tell you. You don't see a whole lot of left changes, and he stays over and hammers something through, and then it was kind of off to the races after that, you know, and I think you're exactly right. And as far as Cam goes, I mean, that catching room we have over there with Mac and Cam and the young pup and Luke Vaughn and Will Platter, man, if you just come to practice and watch the way Coach Morrison and those guys go to work every day, it's unbelievable. And I thought Cam had a great night tonight. I thought he caught the ball extremely well. I thought his at-bats were tough. Really happy for him. That guy puts in so much work. He's kind of been a journeyman, you know. I joke all the time he's 30 years old at this point now, but just really great at bats and did a great job behind the plate. I thought him and Greg were really in sync tonight, and you know that's going to be huge for us moving forward.
Coach, game 1 was a little more back and forth than game 2. What was kind of the message to the team? Every time they seemed to get ahead, it seemed like, you know, Lipscomb had an answer to that. What was kind of the message to the team each time they got behind in that hole?
Yeah, I don't think I really needed to say a whole lot. I brought the group together when we went down 6-1 or whatever it was in that first, and I just told them, I said, you know, this is good for us. And I feel like I tell these guys, it probably sound like a broken record to them when I say that, but we've chased 2 runs before. We've chased maybe a run before. We haven't really had to chase a 5 or 6 run deficit much this year. And I just told him, I was like, just stay off the scoreboard. Who cares? Like, just go run good at bats off. And we made an adjustment to what the pitcher was doing. You know, we got more on the off-speed stuff because that's what we were seeing. And I thought we did a good job in that inning before we turned it into a 7 spot, even when we just set that inning up, it was just really good at bats. And from then on, I didn't need to say much. I didn't think these guys flinched in the dugout. I mean, they got up. I think it was just some confidence in what they were doing that we got the last at bat at home, and that was a good feeling. And even though it was a little bit up and down and back and forth, I don't think there was any doubt in our hitters' mind that they were going to find a way to get it done. They obviously did there in the end.
Greg, you've had to adjust a lot from the midweek to now going to the weekends. Last weekend pitching against one of the better teams in the country to now get the number 2 spot this weekend. What's your mindset through all these changes early on in the year?
The mindset really hasn't been changed, honestly. I kind of just take what I'm given and just do my best to prepare each week and just really go out there and give this team a chance to win. I don't think the mentality changes no matter where I'm pitching or anything along those lines.
And Coach, I wanted to ask you about Zane. I thought, except for one pitch, he was lights out. I thought the stuff was really good. He's a guy that had closer experience at Seton Hall before he got here, but he pitched a lot of kind of middle innings as a middle reliever. Is he moving up kind of the depth chart? 'Cause I know you guys are getting ready to start SEC play. What did you think of his outing?
To start, Zane Bros is one of my favorite humans on this team. I mean, what an unbelievable kid, and he's worked his tail off. And didn't have a great first outing. And even with the hitters, there's so many guys that are talented and have ability. Like, that's the blessing and a curse, right? Like, we've got really good hitters that I struggle finding at bats for at times because the other guys are throwing well, and it's kind of been the same thing for Zane. Like, he'll tell you he didn't have a great first outing, just behind guys, wasn't throwing the ball great. And he didn't suck his thumb. He didn't complain. He just kept working. He just kept showing up and kept working. And he had some awareness, like, hey, I know I haven't been great, but when my number's called, I'm going to be ready. And we did, and I thought he attacked with the fastball. Like, the breaking ball is always good. The fastball command makes that breaking ball better. He commanded his fastball at a really high level today, and I was just really happy for him. These guys work so dang hard that there's times they work their tails off and see the results that maybe they don't love. And I was just really proud of him today because that guy hasn't been given the most run yet, but we're going to need him. And I think he knows that. Our guys know that. So not shocked by what we saw tonight out of him at all, but just really happy for him, man. He's going to be a big piece of this thing as we move forward.
Well, you've been hitting the ball hard, normally out of the cleanup spot. Today, the grand slam at bat in the first game put your team ahead for good. Take me through that and what that at bat was like and what you were going through at that plate appearance.
I mean, just treat it like any other plate appearance. I mean, they brought a lefty in to face me in that at bat, and Coach Pat just kind of told me that he threw a lot of breaking balls as left-handed hitters. So I made the decision to go up there and sit on a breaking ball, got the one that I was looking for, and hit it off the batter's eye. All there was to it, really.
I told him to hit it in the home bullpen, but he hit off the batter's eye, so we'll take it.
Yeah.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Gage Miller. He had 7 hits and 10 at-bats today, had 2 home runs, 3 doubles. Wanted to let you know that's a pretty solid 2-game stretch to do so in a doubleheader. Can you just kind of talk about his ability to get locked in and stay locked in between the games?
That dude just hits, man. Like, that guy's hit since he showed up here in the fall. Like, I wish I could tell you, these guys say, I wish I had some thing. It's like, man, we changed this and we changed that, and all of a sudden Gage became a good player. That guy is just a professional hitter that's still in college right now. I mean, he dominates the heater. That's the one thing he does. And I think you can throw 100 and you ain't going to throw it past him. Like, that guy dominates fastballs. But he controls the strike zone. You heard Doe talk about that a minute ago, like being super aggressive within the strike zone. And that's why I love him at the top, because there's some danger there. He's not going to leave the zone, but if you hang that first pitch of the game, you better duck, because he's got the ability to go do some damage. So it's funny. I think it's more for us to reply. It's like, as silly as it sounds, say, yeah, it's what we expect to happen. That's kind of what I think. He's going to hit a home run every time he steps in the batter's box, and I think it's just exactly what Doe said a minute ago, man. He's really aggressive within the strike zone. It's a really simple operation, and he can repeat it. And the heartbeat slow. He's a superstar, man. We're very fortunate that he's here, and I love him at the top. Gets him a whole lot of at-bats, and it doesn't let that starter really settle in. You better come to execute pitches from the first pitch of the game, and just an unbelievable game out of him today.
Greg, I'm sure you and the stable have seen your share of him in practice and scrimmages and such. What's your take?
He just hammers baseballs, if I'm being honest. I don't think you really pitch around him. I mean, you should pitch around him, but you can't get a heater by the guy. You can't throw anything by him. He hits. I don't know what it is or what he does, but he hits. He does it all year.
Coach, I just wanted to ask about, this is the last pre-conference weekend. I know you lost quick. Everybody hates that. I was here in his last appearance. He was throwing the ball well, but where's the pitching staff now kind of sit with him out, and now guys getting more opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, I think you feel really good having this guy right here. I think you don't replace Riley Quick. That's one thing I've said from the jump. I mean, it's 99 with turbo sync and a really good slider and a really competitive kid that loves Alabama maybe more than any human I've ever been around. you don't replace him. But I do think what we do have is we have options, and we have the ability to take a guy like Greg and slide him up and know he's going to do exactly what he said, which is go out and give our team a chance to win. And it kind of changes some things, obviously, because you feel really good if I can run Greg and Hess and Quick out on a weekend. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. But it kind of slides some guys in different roles, and you're seeing some young guys. I know Matt Heiberger wasn't as good today, but that guy's been outstanding. Jansen Kenty continues to throw the ball well. Zane Adams continues to throw the ball well. And you have all these young guys that's kind of the mentality is you don't replace Riley, but it's kind of next man up, and fortunate here is we have some options, some guys that can step in and go do their job. I don't need anybody to step in and be Riley Quick. I need them to come in and be themselves and go give this team a chance to win, and I think we've got some options to do that.
Who's going to go tomorrow?
We're going to start Hagan Banks tomorrow. Banksy's back, and it's going to be probably pretty limited on what we're doing. He's not going to go out there and do what he did today. We're not running him up there. It'll be probably a pitch count situation, but get him kind of in an inning or two start. And tell you what, that guy's a fun guy to play defense behind. These guys love him. He feels good. His bullpen's been good, and he's ready to go. So we're going to run Banksy out there in the morning.
Will, you were one of the few returning starters from or one of the few returning players from last year's team, and now you've kind of moved into this everyday position role, and you've seen success on both sides of the ball. What does that kind of mean to you to not only be in such a powerful position, but see so much success so early in the season so far in that position?
The success has been fun, but overall, just like to play for Alabama, it just means something to me. Like this university, just being here the first 2 years, and I don't really think like people treat me any different based on the fact that I'm playing or not. Like the people here they love you, man. It's awesome. So that the success in playing hasn't really changed anything, but it's been fun. That's one thing I can say.
Coach, obviously another rain delay that caused the doubleheader today. How do you guys kind of prepare for something like that to kind of push in? I know we've had 2 this week, but this was a little different, pushing 2 games into today. So what's kind of the preparation that you give the team for a long day like today?
Yeah, we tried to get it in yesterday, because days like today are tough. It's tough, especially you play that 4-hour game to start, and then you turn around, you got 40 minutes, you line up and play again. So, these guys are professionals. These guys, the way these guys go about their business with everybody sitting in that locker room over there, it's just they prepare at a really high level, and it's really just about taking care of their bodies and giving them a chance to be ready. And that's what I told them after the game. We had some position players. This guy here played 18 innings, and he's going to be right back out there tomorrow. So it's about just trying to recover as best you can and giving us whatever we have. These guys are going to be lying to you if they tell you they're going to be 100% at 1 o'clock tomorrow. But if they're 70%, I need every ounce of that 70%. And that's what they've done such a great job of. And I thought they did that tonight. That second game, we had guys cramp. This guy's got double quad cramps in the second or third inning. You got TJ's got some cramps going. Gage Miller had some cramps in the first. It's hard on your bodies. It's a long baseball game and a long day. And so you just try to prepare as best you can from a recovery standpoint to go send it with whatever you've got. And, that's kind of how we define competing is whatever you got today is good enough. And you believing that whatever I've got today is good enough. And I thought we did that today, and we're going to have to do that again tomorrow because you saw, that offense is old. I'm looking at their roster, and it's senior, grad, senior, grad. And there's 1,000 college at bats over there, so they're going to be ready to go tomorrow. So we're going to have to come out and get a good start from Banksy and be really efficient offensively and hopefully finish off this weekend.
Coach, you're bottom of the lineup in game 1, 6-3 hole went 19 RBIs, or 14 of the 19 RBIs. How deep is this lineup and continuing into SEC play?
No, and that's what you need. Obviously there's no secret. And, it's funny, like TJ just had a very okay day today. Had some good swings in the first game, but just an okay day today. But Gage was awesome. Ian really swung the bat well today. Ian's kind of scuffled the last week or so. I thought he had great at bats today. Evan Slight just continued tough at bats. Mason Sweeney was thrust in there, had some really good at bats today. I think obviously Doe and what he did, Braun, Eblin, it is, and that's what you have to have. I think I've watched this. This is gonna be my first go around in this league, but watching this league, that's what you see is you just see guys up and down the lineup that are dangerous, up and down the lineup to get jumpstart things, and I think that's part of why, if you look at our lineup, why Gage and TJ have so many RBIs, it's because the bottom of that lineup has just been so good. Justin LeBron is not playing like a freshman right now. Bryce Evelyn's playing like the player he's capable of being and his work to be. And it's fun for me to go on a ride with these guys. You know, that I've told them, man, the hay's in the barn. My job is to now put them in the best chance that I feel like they had to have success and to just go out and play free and send it. And that's what those guys are doing. And the bottom of that lineup has been really, really good. And I think up and down, I think the best teams I've coached, man, it seems like it's a different guy every night. And this group has a little bit of that going right now. It's, you know, one day it's Gage, one day it's TJ, one day it's Braun, one day it's Ebbs, one day it's Doe. It seems like every day you got kind of a different guy that went out and was elite that day. And I think if we're going to do what this team's capable of doing and playing hopefully deep into June and doing some special things, that's what it's going to take.
Anything else? All right.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Roll Tide.